Section 3 wants us to find the equation of a function given a table. So we have learned how to do this already with linear functions, but now since we are starting to learn about quadratic functions, we also have to do it with quadratics, which it's just one different button. But since we now know both of them, we also have to know when to use each. So when you're given a table, you have to look to see, is it linear or quadratic? So how you're going to find that out is by looking at the y values. So 10, 7, 4, 1. Those are all decreasing. Okay? Now if we look at table 4, the y values go from 14 to 0, so it's going down, to -6, going down, but then from -6 to -4, it's going back up. Goes back up. So if it's changing direction, that's what gives us that parabola, that U-shaped. So number 4 is going to be quadratic because the numbers are going back up, or if they were going up and then went back down. And the first one's going to be linear. Another key part of the table, knowing if it is linear or quadratic, if the numbers repeat in the y, then it's going to be quadratic. Linear y values never repeat. So let's do 3 first. In 3, we already technically know the steps. This is when we're going to use our stat and put our values into L1 and L2, and then press 4, because that's our linear regression. All right, so let me move this over. All right, so we're going to press stat, which is by the left cursor. We want to edit because we want to put our table in. Now, if you already have numbers in here, remember you go up to L2 and press clear down. L1, clear down. And we're going to put -2, -1, 0, 1. And then the y values, 10, 7, 4, 1. Now we press stat again. Now we want to calculate our table, and we're going to choose 4, linear regression, because we said this table was linear. So I just hit the 4 key, press enter until you get to calculate, and here is our equation. So the a goes in front of the x, so my equation is going to be y equals, my a is -3x plus my b, which is 4. So the equation would be -3x plus 4. So the only difference with our quadratic equation is that we're just going to press a different calculate. So same steps, go to stat, edit, we need to put a new table in. We'll clear out these numbers. We have -3, -1, 2, 3, 14, 0, -6, -4. Once you have those in, you're going to press stat again, go over to calc, but since we said this was quadratic, this time we're going to press 5, quad reg. Instead of linear, we're going to do quadratic regression. So hit 5, again, press enter until you get to calculate, and here it still gives me that standard form, that template that I'm going to go off of, and I'm going to plug in my a, b, and c. So we have y equals, my a is 1, x squared, plus, but my b is negative, so I'm going to say -3x plus c, and my c is negative, so I'll say -4. And that's my equation. So make sure that you use the right regression, 4 for linear, 5 for quadratic, and then use these templates to write your equations.